Good morning from a very long hotel room. It is really long, isn't it? Anyway, welcome to day 3 of the road trip here in my 2019 Chevy Bolt. Once again, I'm failing to get an early start on the morning, but that's fine. We'll figure it out. So just to give you an update from last night, if you haven't watched the previous 2 parts of the video here, I suggest you do that. Description link down in there in the description. So I got to the hotel here last night. The level 2 chargers, one of them was broken, one of them was working. Plugged into it, it almost immediately stopped working. So I was not able to charge here at the hotel overnight, so I did have to go to the Electrify America station that's on the other side of town, and I ended up charging to 96% there. Anyway, I need to get checked out. I need to get out of here, get back on the road. So let me get all my stuff put together here, and let's go back down to the car and get out of here. All right, so I've got everything loaded up in the car here. I just looked at a better route planner. It's looking a little bit better for this morning. I maybe didn't have to charge up to 96% just because the weather's a little bit warmer and it's probably less windy. It tends to get more windy overnight. But anyway, we've got about a 125-mile gap to cover today before we get to the next charger. It's saying right now we should arrive at about 22% state of charge, which is fine. I did clean up the windows a little bit because the Bolt is looking pretty soiled, which is understandable after the kind of weather and road conditions we've gone through. So we're still sitting at 96, almost 97% actually. So I think we're all ready to go. I'm just going to hit record on the cameras and then we'll get rolling. All right, we made it here to the first charging stop for the day, back here in Hood River, Oregon at the Electrify America station here. I've been using a better route planner for the most part on this trip, and I've never really used it. I've used it, but I haven't used it like really in depth before, and it brought me in kind of a weird way to get here. But it took me, for this route, it took me on the Washington side of the gorge, which if you're familiar with the area, on the Oregon side, there's Interstate 84, which is like a 70-mile-an-hour, like 2 or 3 lane wide on either side. It's a freeway. It's a proper freeway. On the Washington side, I think it's Washington 14, Highway 14, which is a 2-lane road, really curvy, lots of ups and downs. I think a 60-mile-an-hour zone most of the time, but it goes through several towns where it drops down to 20 to 25 miles an hour. It's probably a more efficient way to go, but it's definitely a much slower way to go. And then in order to get back into Oregon here at Hood River, you have to cross a toll bridge. It's not a huge toll, it's only $2, but still, that was not a better route. Anyway, I'm plugged in now, charging up. The battery's cold, so it's charging pretty slow. I've got some food to eat here. I think we need to stay until like 55% or so. So I'm gonna have some lunch and then we'll unplug and get back on the road. We finally made it home. Whew. You know, as much as I love to travel and go see new things, I'm always happy to come back home. So we got it here with 18%. I actually didn't need to stop and charge along the way like I thought I was going to. So efficiency came up quite a bit on that last stretch. Almost 900 miles round trip, 3 full days total. Impressions, I think really my thoughts are about the same as they had been previously after doing a 500 mile test with it. It's a capable car. You can do long road trips with it, but it's really not what it's made for. It's not its strong suit. The things that kind of let it down for me personally, the seat, I don't know if I've gotten used to it or if whatever. I have this little lumbar cushion that I use that's been a lifesaver for me, but I would definitely say that the seat is not comfortable. At best, I would say it's tolerable. The thing that really lets the Bolt down on this sort of usage is the combination of between poor to mediocre efficiency and pretty poor charging speeds. There were some stretches there where I had to really deeply charge the battery just to make it to the next stop. Really, if it's going to be this efficient, it needs to charge faster, is basically what it boils down to. There are cars out there that are just as inefficient, if not more inefficient, or less efficient, I guess would be the better way to put that, than the Bolt. But they charge a lot faster, and that kind of helps to make up for it, at least from a travel time perspective. On the plus side, with these winter tires on it, the Bolt felt absolutely rock solid on the road, regardless of the road conditions. We drove on sheet ice, compacted snow with ice, basically in like really minor sort of blizzard-like conditions where it was difficult to see. The Bolt was perfectly fine throughout all of those road conditions. I felt totally secure in here. I tested the braking, acceleration, turning grip in some of those really bad situations, and I had plenty of grip. There's nobody can convince me that an electric car is not at least capable of driving in winter conditions with the right tires. I cannot stress that enough. No matter what car you have, no matter what wheels it drives, no matter what it is, if you have anything other than winter tires on it in those snow and ice conditions, you are a danger to yourself and everyone on the road. So I think that pretty much wraps it up. If you're looking for a car specifically to do these longer road tests, I would probably not recommend the Bolt. It's definitely capable of it, but you're going to spend a lot of time charging. I'm also curious if you have a Bolt, if you've taken it on a long road trip like this, leave your experiences down in the comment section. Otherwise, thanks for watching.